Rapport building is probably the most important part of behaviour management. All really good educators, including teachers, including principals and deputies, including childcare workers, education support workers, teacher aides, the whole gamut are really good at rapport building. Anyone that knows their stuff and who has excellent classes and excellent academic results is doing this really well. What does rapport building mean? Rapport building means you're developing a relationship with students in a positive and respectful way, learning about them, telling them about you, but of course always being professional. Learning about students is the first thing. Every time you go and talk to, if there's a group of students over there, when you walk over there, you crouch down to say, okay, how are you guys going? How was your weekend? How'd you go in the football, Johnny? Did you win? I heard that blah, blah, blah. Or how did your favourite soccer team go on the weekend? Something like that, whatever. A quick little 30-second chat, not even that, and then back on task. And of course, rapport building, why is it important? Because then when Johnny's off task and you say, Johnny, back on task, he's more likely to do what you tell him to do, because people do what you tell them to do if they like you or if they respect you. If they don't like you or don't respect you, as soon as you turn around, Johnny is more likely to say blah, 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 and not as willing to carry on with work. Using nicknames. If you can come up with nicknames for students, without being too fake about it, it shows that you've got a little bit of a bond there. Of course, in a respectful way. Be careful with it. Using students' last name, Mr. Brown back on work, for example. Telling students about you. Kids love to know what the adults in their lives are doing. They love to know what you did on the weekend or about the holiday you just went on. Of course, being professional in what you tell them. But there's nothing wrong with telling students or showing them a photo about William Bali, or telling them that you used to live in a certain suburb that they now live in, and things like that. Using humour. Obviously, we talk about humour that's really important, so we do a video on that specifically. Generally, again, being very careful about what you say with students, and it really depends on the relationship you've got. Some students you won't be able to joke around too much, but other students you get along with really well. You can tell a few jokes, and it really takes a serious classroom to be a bit more, I suppose, friendly. Relating to students. That means saying, hey, how was the surf on the weekend? I know you like to go surfing, Johnny. I went surfing as well. I went down to Margaret River and went surfing. Or even it could be even more wide than that. So my brother goes surfing all the time. Or I was watching the surfing titles on the weekend. Did you watch it? I ask students all the time what their parents do for a living and say, oh, yeah, my brother does that for a living as well, or I did that when I was at high school as a part-time job, blah, 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 blah. Any way you can think of to relate to a student really helps with the rapport building process. And finally, being firm but fair. In everything that you do with behaviour management, making sure that you're professional, making sure that you're friendly and respectful, but not going over that line. Okay, that's rapport building. Super important. Make sure you practice it every day.